Shine bright, my friend, shine bright. You're beautiful just the way you are. Shine bright, my friend, shine bright. You're beautiful just the way you are.
Hello, I am Stephanie Camilleri and I am the ADHD advocate. So this is my first recording. I usually like to just post social media without the video, but I have been challenged by my own coach to post a video of a recent experience to share with fellow ADDers, particularly mums with ADHD, to hopefully encourage them to better understand, embrace their ADHD, and to be able to let go of some of the shame and guilt that so many mums with ADHD feel. So I think that's a worthy cause, and given us ADDs aren't very good at doing things for ourselves, but much better at doing for other people, I think this is something that I can achieve, which I'm going to do right now. The mission of the ADHD Advocate is to help people, to educate and inspire everyone, as many people as possible, to understand and embrace ADHD so that they can live life in integrity with who they really are, is about basically that mission, and about me being congruent with that mission, particularly in relation to living life in integrity with who I really am. I would say doing ADHD coaching has definitely meant that I'm living life in integrity with who I really am now, whereas before in the law firm doing global derivatives reform, at least for me, that's not something that really was aligned with who I am and what I came here to do, which is basically my company's mission. So that's all good. That's all the good part, the good stuff. Now, what's not so good is the authenticity. Basically, being brave enough, bold enough, having that self-confidence to not hide my own ADHD failings. And I realize that that's probably not ideal, given it's completely contrary to my mission of helping others and understand, embrace their ADHD, to be able to overcome those feelings of guilt and shame that so often cripple us and stop us from moving forward, believing in ourselves, and really giving the world our unique gifts and showing up. So that's what I want to do this video, is to show up, to take the risk, to be honest and authentic. And that's to share an experience that I had with my eldest daughter. Now, my eldest daughter, Eva, incredible, beautiful human being. She wants to be an ADHD advocate singer when she grows up. And she loves to sing. And her prize giving, the end of year 5 prize giving, was back in July. And she was singing Greensleeves to the entire junior school. Now, being a good coach, I planned the day before. I planned my day. I knew what time I had to leave. I set Alexa up to tell me, to get moving. I had my time timer on me, which I always do for all my coaching sessions and tasks, to keep me on track, because us ADDs do not have a good sense of time. We're basically time blind, a lot of us, and definitely that I fall in that category. So I had a call with a prospective client. Now, I knew that when I set my time timer up for half an hour, if I finished up this call, I would be able to leave on time and get to my daughter's assembly comfortably. So I'd set the time timer up, took the call, but what I didn't factor in was the ADHD tendency, particularly for some of us people-pleasing types, to my inability to cut someone short. So I found myself, I could see the time had elapsed on the time timer, and I kept going. I wasn't able to kind of set that boundary to assert myself in a gentle, loving way. I wasn't able to do that. As a result, I was late for my daughter's assembly. And God, that feeling that, I've definitely had in my life before, and I'm sure many of you, particularly ADHD mothers, have that guilt and shame. My God, what have I done? Not again. And she got up there, and the gorgeous girl, she sang. She kept going, but just not in the way I knew she could. If she hadn't have been upset, she would have been beautifully singing like she did on the weekend when we were practicing for the assembly. And just knowing that that was my fault, that I had sabotaged her, that my act of self-sabotage had led to sabotaging her performance, just literally just cuts like a knife. And I felt so much guilt, so much shame, and I still do. But luckily, being an ADHD coach and understanding ADHD the way I do, and knowing I try, and I put all these strategies into place, I didn't beat myself up as I would have before. I did beat myself up, but not for as long. And instead of just suffering and rumination and self-loathing, I reflected back on what I'd put into place to get to my daughter's assembly on time. Obviously, I spoke to my daughter, who, amazing human being that she is, and knowing her ADHD so well, was able to forgive me, which is it's everything. When your child can understand their own ADHD, how it's difficult for them, but knowing that their parents understand and make allowances for them, and that the child can then do the same for their parent, is just, I mean, it's I guess it's just the best outcome you can hope for in an ADHD family. So for that, I was truly grateful. And it's that type of thing that that makes ADHD coaching so effective, that makes the understanding of ADHD, the embracing of it, having the self-compassion, and getting the support that you need, that's kind of pivotal to you being able to live life in integrity with who you really are, and to show up in the world with your ADHD gifts to be the best that you can be. So that's what I've done. It's the story I wanted to share with you, because yes, as an ADDer, particularly a mother, you will feel guilt and shame. You won't get it right all the time. But if you truly understand your ADHD, your children's ADHD, and you put into place things, structures and strategies that can help overcome those challenges, and you don't give up, you come from that place of self-worth, then really you're giving yourself and your children the best possible chance at fulfilling your potential and being the best you can be. So if you've got ADHD, I strongly urge you to get the support that you need. You deserve it. I'm quite happy, more than happy to help you, educate you, inspire you to understand and embrace your ADHD, and to forgive yourself, and to move on, and always have hope. So that's it for my first recording, and stay tuned for future recordings, and hopefully they won't be on this topic. I'm sure eventually there will be another one on this topic, but let's be hopeful, hope for the best, and I'll speak to you soon.